our message to those folks out there who are still fighting against the system that they all dislike is this: stop. The very act of fighting is actually focusing your attention on what you don't want. And therefore, whatever you fight against, it's not going to disappear, but it's actually going to amplify. As you obviously know, fighting against anything is senseless, and focusing your attention on the chaos it's not only futile, but in fact, it's actually counterproductive, because as you focus on something, it brings more of exactly what you don't want into your experience. Our advice is instead focus on creating your own perfect picture of possibility of exactly what you want to experience in the future. Because as this message reaches more and more people, and they consciously start to focus on exactly what they want, namely peace, love, joy, tranquility, and abundance, our collective consciousness is gradually going to start shifting away from the things we don't want, namely war, famine, and lack, towards the things we do want, which is unconditional love, peace, joy, tranquility, and abundance, etc. And as more and more people observe this, they're going to realize that we become whatever we focus our attention on. And so these other folks are also going to become inspired to do the same. In other words, they're going to be inspired to start inviting exactly what they want into their own experiences. So think about this. If you want love, well, you need to become love, because as you make those positive shifts in your life, they're going to have a profound influence on exactly how your reality manifests. What Jen and I have been discussing is we realize that when you're in the middle of a really challenging situation where, I don't know, you may have lost your job, or you're struggling to pay your bills every month, or maybe you've got some sort of health-related challenges, finding the energy, the inspiration to start visualizing that incredible picture of possibility, it's going to be pretty difficult, if not impossible. So as we were on one of our walks the other day, Jen and I were chatting about this, and Jen had an epiphany. And this is her epiphany. She suggested that instead of trying to create this massive picture of possibility in the future, which will seem like really impossible from the position where people are living in stressful times, their health might be a challenge, their finances might be a challenge, etc., etc., it's pretty difficult to create this picture of possibility in the future. So what Jen suggested was, instead of focusing on that big picture, rather start like really, really small by imagining what your perfect second, moment, or that now would look like for you. And in order to do this, you need to just think about answering these few questions. First question is, what would you be doing that would make that moment, that special moment, what would you be doing that would make it so special, right? Where would you be doing it? Who would you like to be with you in that moment, sharing that perfect moment with you? And then lastly, how would you want to feel in that moment? Because after creating that incredible moment in your mind, you then need to say, okay, so what would I need to do, acquire, or learn that would enable me to experience that incredible now, that incredible moment just once? So to cement this into your psyche and kind of create it as a new way of being, try to invite this moment into your experience as many times as possible each day, sort of for a whole week. And then next, imagine what experiencing a perfect minute would look like. So you started off with a now you're looking at a perfect minute. And again, obviously what you're going to do is you're going to repeat the previous exercise and answer those same questions, but this time use it to create that perfect minute. Remember, what are those questions? What would you be doing that would allow you to experience that perfect 60 seconds? Where would you be doing it? Who would you like to be there? And then how would you like to feel in that perfect minute? Again, as you create that perfect minute, ask yourself these questions again. What would I need to do in order to enjoy that amazing 60 seconds? What would I need to acquire? What do I need to learn, if anything? And what do I need to become in order to have that perfect minute or to experience that perfect minute? And then again, invest a week and invite as many of those perfect minutes into your experience as possible during that week. And I'm sure you guessed it. You're going to repeat this exercise now, creating your perfect hour. And again, once you've created that perfect hour, that 60 minutes, try for a minimum of 2 weeks to invite as many of those perfect hours into your experience as possible. Next, create a perfect day, repeating that exercise by answering those couple of questions. What would you be doing? Who would you be with, etc.? Then what do you need to do to create that absolutely perfect day? And then invest at least a month into living as many of those perfect days as possible. Obviously, you're going to still have some bad days, but try to live as many of those perfect days as possible. And again, follow the same process. Next, ask yourself, what would a perfect week look like in my life? And again, follow the same process. Invest at least 3 months into living as many perfect weeks as possible. And then finally, repeat this process, describing what a perfect month would look like. Follow the same process. What would you be doing? Who would you be with? Etc. What would you need to do, acquire, learn? Follow that process. And then once you've got that in place, sit back and say, okay, so how do I live that month, having as many perfect moments, minutes, hours, days, and weeks as possible during each of those perfect months? And then just keep repeating this for 6 months, consciously focusing on exactly what you want. Of course, there's going to be challenges. Of course, it's not all going to be smooth sailing. But your objective is not to go and have that perfect month immediately. But your objective is to keep doing the work, investing the time, asking the questions. How do I keep improving? Because remember, as you keep improving, if you just make a small and tiny improvement every single day, each of those tiny improvements is going to add up into the most remarkable life experience. And eventually, it's going to equip you to be able to create that incredible picture of possibility in the future, which you can dream about every day, which you can focus on every day, which can help you to no longer just get through your day, but as you've got something to focus on, you can actually say, what can I get from my day? Because my life isn't in my way, I'm on my way to living the most beautiful, magnificent future. And once you can focus on that, everything is going to start shifting in your life. Because remember, whatever you focus on amplifies, and whatever you ignore fades and disappears. So as you continue to conduct this exercise, you've got to realize that positively shifting your life most certainly doesn't happen in a day, but rather that it happens daily as you consciously focus on experiencing those incredible pictures of possibility for the moment, for the minute, for the hour, for the day, for the week, and then for the month, and then to completely fill your life. And as you continue to do this, you're basically gonna heal yourself. And as you continue focusing on that incredible picture of possibility, you're going to start to see way more and more beauty and love and gratitude and abundance, and amazing contentment is going to start to show up in your experience. As you awaken to your own divinity, you're not only going to protect yourself from this ridiculous manipulation and lies that we expose to on a constant basis, but it's also going to allow you to become that change that you so desperately want to see in our world. Jen and I keep repeating this because it's so important and it's so crucial. You are the person that you've been waiting for who's going to heal our world. And remember, as the number of people who want to invite this new beauty and contentment and love and joy into the experience, as it grows, their joy, passion, love, inner peace is going to be reflected to everybody around them, which in turn is going to encourage others to join our movement of gratitude, unconditional love, peace, tranquility, and abundance for all, which is going to help this movement to grow, because more and more people are going to start to also focus on love, peace, joy, and abundance. And once that happens, those frequencies of war and fear, anger, etc., are going to start to fade. And those incredible frequencies of unconditional love, peace, tranquility, and abundance for everybody is going to amplify. In fact, those frequencies of hate and war and anger, anxiety, etc., they're eventually going to no longer even going to be able to exist in our new reality of sovereignty, awareness, and unbelievable unconditional love. But in closing, Jen and I want you to remember this. Consciousness only responds to your resonant frequency. It does not recognize your desires. So if you continue to vibrate at those low frequencies of fear and anger or lack, but you desire peace, love, and abundance, consciousness, or the quantum field of infinite potential, will not respond to what you want, but rather deliver more of what you're focusing on, namely anger, fear, lack, as that is where you resonate, or should we rather say frequency match. But if, on the other hand, you consciously start investing the time to invite those incredible positive states of consciousness into your experience, things like love, passion, gratitude, joy, peace, abundance, consciousness, or the quantum field of infinite potential or possibility, will respond to those dominant states of consciousness. And as such, you're going to begin to start experiencing way more love, passion, peace, joy, and abundance, not just in your life, but the collective consciousness is going to start experiencing that as well. Here's just a little analogy to help you to understand how all of this works. Just as a radio station only broadcasts a specific genre of music, or an algorithm will only deliver what it's programmed to recognize and highlight, so too does consciousness only respond to the frequency and energy that you tune into or focus on. So change your dominant state of consciousness from anger, fear, and anxiety to way more optimal ones of love, joy, passion, gratitude, and abundance. And in a very, very short space of time, just that is going to start to show up in your experience. And your life is going to begin to shift positively in ways that is even going to surprise you.